Welcome everyone to our webinar, How to Leverage Reviews and Ratings and Testimonials in Your Marketing. This is one of our series of snack-sized webinars for remodelers with practical marketing teaching that you can apply in your remodeling business today. My name is Ann Gussiff. I'm with Gussiff Marketing Group and I coach the person handling marketing inside remodeling contractors' businesses. And I really hope that you find this content helpful and are able to put it to use. Let's get started. Okay, I just wanted to run down. These are the key points. There are 9 of these that we're going to run through in the short time we have together. I'm not going to read them off to you, but here are ways that you're going to leverage, that you're able to leverage rating, reviews, and testimonials in your marketing. So first, why do reviews and testimonials matter? I'm going to share some information here and some statistics. So first of all, ratings and reviews and testimonials build trust and they help drive traffic to your website. So there's some HubSpot research that found that 60% of consumers believed customer reviews were either trustworthy or very trustworthy. And that means basically that businesses can accumulate positive reviews and they were better off, basically when you have more reviews, you are more likely to help a customer make that decision to working with you. And there's a Bright Local survey that I call on quite frequently, and they found that positive customer reviews make 73% of customers trust a business more, and 57% of customers visit a company's website after reading positive reviews. Basically, you need to be paying attention to these in this competitive environment. And the good news is about 3/4 of the people that Bright Local surveyed, 3/4 were happy to leave reviews and positive feedback. And so I don't want you to be intimidated by this, but I do want you to come away from this short webinar understanding and basically accepting that it's worth the effort to put some things in place so that you can get more and leverage them. So also reviews and testimonials can help differentiate you from your competitors. The words that your happy clients say really shed light on the things that were important to them and that you delivered on. So you do want to be differentiated because so many of the photos that are on websites, a lot of the websites for remodelers look the same. I mean, if you're doing it well, you've got some high quality images, but after scanning hundreds of websites for remodelers, I have to tell you that most of them look very similar from one another. Moving on, if you ignore reviews, they can hurt you. You probably know that. And reviews are ubiquitous. They're everywhere these days. So, okay, now that you agree that these matter, let's get on to some of the meat of this little webinar I've got for you. So here's some different types. I'm going to just go through these quickly, and I'm going to make these slides available for you. So there are testimonials, and testimonials are things that you ask they're different from a review in that you ask your client to leave you a testimonial, to give it to you, and you get to use it, and basically you own it. They can be written, they can be video, and there's a really cool tool called OpenReel that somebody can use with you that can record video, high quality video from somebody's computer or iPhone. Can be done remotely, which is awesome. Then third-party surveys and reviews. These are things like Guild Quality and Better Business Bureau, and there's some local tools too that you actually pay for, and they survey your clients, and they're pretty data-driven and unbiased, and you can actually use this information to improve your service as well as gain some testimonials that you can use. Then there are the paid lead sites, House, Home Advisor, Angie's List, etc. And these, you may have reviews on these even if you've never paid for them. So you can claim some of these sites. Hopefully all of you have been paying attention to what's on House and uploading photos and asking clients for reviews there. Moving on, number 4 is Google My Business. And as you may know, Google actually encourages us to post ratings and reviews, and people do it. Finally, social. There's Facebook is the main one that does this. And while they're primarily a social channel, they do collect recommendations. They just changed it to be called recommendations. And finally, ratings. And the lowest barrier to entry for somebody leaving any feedback on a company is to click on how many stars they give it. And you've got to watch out for these, because especially on sites where you don't have many reviews, such as Google My Business, you may only have a handful. You should have like at least 10 to 15. But if you've got a 1-star review because somebody saw one of your trucks being driven poorly, you need to be aware of those and do things to counteract those. But that's for a different webinar. So let's move on here. We've got the first thing that I would like for you to do is monitor and respond to reviews. And you need to respond to both the positive and the negative reviews. And you want to do this to increase the value of these reviews to your prospective clients. So the way that you can do this is make a list of the sites that you should consider monitoring. And hopefully you're monitoring these already. Google My Business, House, Facebook, Yelp, Home Advisor, more. If you know where you have reviews, make sure you make a list and know how you can access those sites and how to respond to reviews. And you do not want to respond with a thank you, we appreciate your feedback. No, given that you guys have a handful of clients at a time, maybe more. I don't think that you're doing more than, probably anywhere from a dozen to, 50 or 60 projects in a year. You know your clients, and you can respond with personalized responses. Call them out by name. Hey, Bill, thank you so much. We really loved working on your kitchen and, that backsplash tile you chose, whatever it is. And take a look at how others are responding to. Look up your competitors. Now, when it comes to negative reviews, research and get insight. And it may be that the owner of the business or the project manager needs to get involved in it. And finally, put this on your calendar and make it part of your routine. Okay, let's see. Now, part of what you want to do to get more reviews is to create a process. And you want to make sure that you make this part of your project so that it makes it easy for you to get this done. And by creating a process, it will also streamline it for your clients as well. So first, what you'll do is figure out who you want to ask, what types of reviews you're looking to get, where to send the clients to review, and when in the process you're going to ask. If you use a tool like Guild Quality, you can survey them in the middle of the project or whenever you want. Also determine how you'll ask, create templates. You can consider using an automated or third-party tool, like I said, Guild Quality. From an automated perspective, I don't think there's a need for it initially. And given that you don't have, you're not a local business such as an air conditioning, an HVAC company that needs, that services anywhere from, 10 to 30 clients a day. Given that you've got 10 to 30 a year, you do, like I said, your clients. And then create the step-by-step process, put it down on paper, have it part of your process binder, and then finally build in the client expectation that you're hoping that they will leave a review or testimonial somewhere and that you will be asking at the end of the project. So where can you actually, how can you leverage this? First place I want to walk you through is sharing it on your website. You can do this manually. You can use a plugin if you're on WordPress. And the goal here is that what it will do is it will build trust or accelerate trust. So first of all, you want to share unedited current reviews, not something that's old. A video testimonial on your homepage is a great place, a great thing to do. When you can, use names. If you need to, ask permission. Sometimes people will put the first name, last initial, and maybe the city that they're located in. And all of those things build trust. If they see that somebody in their town has done a project with you, that's going to make a difference. You can put one or more on your homepage. I've seen them say a band with 3. These are things that you will probably need to talk to your web developer about. And depending upon what platform you're using, you may be able to use a plugin. And I'm going to share some images here. You could also consider a tab on your website, say reviews, or what clients say, and those help as well. So here is an example. This is Higgison Construction, and this little box was on the bottom right hand side of their homepage. When I clicked on the word reviews, it brought me to this page that is a specific. This is the page on the website, and it shows how many reviews on these different platforms. And on this page, I thought I had another example. Sorry about that. Next, you can share on social media. And I remind people how great you are. You want to stay top of mind. And leveraging this social proof makes a huge difference. You can, share on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. That you can use videos. You can shoot those. Some of those, they don't have to be done professionally. They can just be done with an iPhone, on a job site with a client. Feel free to do that. And editing is cheap. If you can't do it yourself, use something like Fiverr to get somebody to edit a video for you and get a snippet. You can add review posts into your schedule. If you have a schedule of what you're posting when, you can add that in, or you can just share when one is posted. Key thing is that goes back to monitoring. And so add this social angle into your monitoring routine. And then what I've seen people do is they pull from various sites and then include a link to the site. And that keeps somebody like Yelp happy, because remember, we don't own the reviews that are left on a third-party site. And finally, be authentic and humble. You want to show people how great you are, but you got to be humble when you do it, and then be authentic. Use your own voice, or the voice of the brand. Okay, so here's an example of sharing social proof. I made this side big, but this is a company out of the Sacramento area, and they posted, don't take our word about our service and selection. Check out our testimonials. And so here's a link, and this popped up. This is underneath that, and look at this. It shows reviews from Yelp and Google, and it shows 6 of them. And they did get some interaction on this. Others that I saw had quite a bit of interaction, and which makes, of course, people get to see it more. Next, you can share reviews and share these in emails. And what you want to do here is, given that if you send out an email newsletter, it is going to past clients and partners, but that's okay to put a testimonial or review in. What it shows is that basically gives the reader the chance to stay top of mind to give you a referral. Now, keep in mind that email is still the #1 channel for return on investment for your marketing dollars. It's something like $44 return for every $1 spent on email. So consider in your marketing mix. So it can build credibility. You want to be selective and share the ones that actually highlight the most important aspects that you're trying to get across, that attract your ideal clients and your ideal projects. And then finally, a review in there shows readers what to expect if they work with you. So somebody may pass along the email to a prospective client friend of theirs. And especially if they, you might just hit the timing right where somebody reads this when somebody they know is asking for a referral. Okay, moving on here. You can also use testimonials and reviews in marketing materials. What I want to talk to you about here is that it's not exactly all that easy to do, given that you may not actually create a lot of ads and marketing materials. But if you are, consider where these testimonials would naturally fit. Don't try to insert them where it just would be awkward, but think about the stage of the buying cycle that your prospects are at when they're consuming whatever that marketing material is. What do they need to hear? What would build their trust? Again, video. You can link to a video that you post on YouTube. You can use a testimonial or a review in a print ad. And then I'm going to show you an example of a printed book that a past client of mine would give to prospects that were pretty serious about hiring his architecture firm. Now, this is one of my favorite resources that I ever created, and it has paid off wonderfully for this client, and they've updated it and continue to use it. And it's a book from Blurb, and it's about 9 inches by 9 inches, and it's about 20 pages, costs about $20 each. So it's substantial, but it has helped really accelerate that trust. And we built this thing, designed this book together so it takes somebody right through the process of how they work, and with testimonials from partners and clients that really help make somebody, first of all, builds that trust. And secondly, there's some amazingly beautiful images from the San Francisco area that really whets the appetite to see what this architect could do for them. So this was one that was literally focused on testimonials. Okay, and moving on, open houses. Many of you probably already host some open houses for clients, with clients who have a project that's finished and they have friends they like to host things. A good thing to do with those is to invite past clients and brief them on what your goal is. Ask them to share their experiences. It could even be if you, thank everybody for coming today, and you have a couple people past clients share about what it was like to work with you. You can invite prospective clients and partners, neighbors. Past clients can invite some of their friends who are looking to do a project. And then what I would suggest that you do is create a page of testimonials that you print that actually, like I said before, would support attracting those ideal projects and ideal clients. And of course, when a project is finished and it looks fantastic, they can get excited about having you do the same for them. Here's one that I came across. Use ratings in search ads. If you're already advertising, doing pay-per-click, think about doing this. Apparently it's very, very successful, very powerful. So you can see here, they added the ratings, ratingforhomeadvisor.com. This contractor has 4.8 with 1,370 reviews. And so, actually, maybe this is just Home Advisor, but what you can do, I did see several of these. This is one that happens to be in the industry, but I saw them, as I was doing research for this, in many different industries for specific companies. What you'd want to do is to test the ad copy and make sure you A/B test. And you're probably already doing that. So just wanted to mention that if you're already doing pay-per-click. And then finally, this is one that HubSpot recommended, is to mark reviews as helpful. And you can emphasize great reviews. And these, what basically does, it's kind of like Reddit. You upvote the best. And so here what I did was I found a review that in Google, on Google Maps and Google My Business listing. And what you can do here in Google is that you could click the little, thumbs up sign. And what that does is it can potentially move these up to the top. And so you can try this on different platforms. You can ask friends to do this too. But it seems to make a difference. Okay, so this is the end of the Snack Size webinar. I'm right on time today. If you'd like to contact me and learn more about what I do, here's my contact information, and I will put a link in the description on YouTube for additional resources. So check back next week. We will be having another Snack Size webinar for remodelers.